City News is brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.
Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. Rotorua Mayor demands power to ban psychoactive substance sales. Treasure Rotorua campaign aims for Kotu to be as safe as houses. And a new initiative is launched in the Bay of Plenty aimed at reducing abusive behaviour on the rugby sidelines. Mayor Steve Chadwick wants the government to review legislation around psychoactive substances and give councils the power to implement an outright ban on their sale. In a letter sent to the Associate Minister of Health, Peter Dunn, Mrs Chadwick described current legislation as manifestly inadequate. She says let local communities decide whether or not to allow the sale of so-called legal high products in their cities and districts. Mrs Chadwick says we're dealing with an escalating problem with a potential to impact seriously on the health, safety, welfare and financial well-being of our community. She says the District Council's draft policy on the sale of psychoactive substances will be subject to a local public consultation program starting next week. And up to 500 Kotu households will also be visited next week and offered free advice and resources for keeping safe as part of Treasure Rotorua's Te Pō Kapua o Te Kotu Safe as Houses project. Treasure Rotorua partners on the project with the RDC, ACC, New Zealand Fire Service and Police. Rotorua Neighbourhood Support, Civil Defence and Age Concern are also part of the Safe Houses campaign. RDC Community Safety Officer Linda Johnston said the ultimate goal of the program is to encourage individual, family and neighbourhood support networks to improve safety and reduce crime.
Okay, so we have been working collaboratively with the steering group partners and with members, representatives of the Kotu community. So we've been putting some work into the planning of this, and one of the key aims was to involve as much of the community groups and persons as possible. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be visiting up to 500 households and offering them some information and advice regarding injury prevention, personal and property protection, around joining neighbourhood support groups and the benefits of, and also asking questions around emergency preparedness, and we'll be offering many free resources and additional spot prizes, etc. for participation.
What things are you really trying to achieve here?
Basically prevention of fires, crime and of accidents. Because if we prevent them, it saves the community a lot of heartache and pain of those things happening. It builds up community spirit as well, so that we ensure that the community is a safer, more caring place.
The household visit campaign will follow the launch of Te Pō Kapua o Te Kotu Safe as Houses project at a community day at Karenga Park on Sunday. Later in the show, Mariah Pomana will preview some of what's on at the Karenga Community Day. The Environmental Education Centre resource will be open to the public as part of this month's Rotorua Sustainable Backyards events. Resource, located at the Rotorua Recycling Centre, is usually only open to schools on an appointment basis, but will be open to the community this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Rotorua District Councillor Janet Wepper is leading the development of the Council's Rotorua 2030 Sustainable Living Strategy, says the Council is also keen to show its support for the Henners Bay Community Restoration Trust's Sustainable Backyards initiative, promoting environmental awareness throughout March. For more information, find Rotorua Sustainable Backyards on Facebook. Locals intending to study nursing or medicine this year have one more day to apply for the RAF scholarship. The scholarship assists Rotorua residents in their first year of medical or nursing training to help overcome some of the financial barriers in undertaking training.
So we support a network of 16 general practices across the Rotorua district, and their nurses and general practitioners and professional admin staff are very keen to support the next generation of workers coming through, and very much with a focus on local Rotorua people being supported and given that chance to pursue their dreams.
It's amazing that these scholarships are mainly aimed It's for students from Rotorua. That's fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, the only criteria are that for the two scholarships, one for people entering medical school and one for people entering nursing school, is that they have been accepted into their education and they are normally resident in Rotorua.
For more information, contact RAFS, the Rotorua Area Primary Health Service, at rafs.org.nz. In sport tonight, the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union is rolling out an initiative aimed to improve the sideline environment on fields across the Bay of Plenty. The message, "For our game to grow, abuse must go," has come about through the Code of Responsibility signed by rugby clubs, which identified the need to take a more proactive approach to dealing with the issue of abuse in rugby. The initiative will see Bay of Plenty secondary schools and rugby clubs receive 3 high visibility vests each, one for each water carrier to wear at the games. The vests have the anti-sideline abuse message branded on one side. To your weather update now. Tonight will be fine with southerlies easing and an overnight low of 6. Tomorrow, Friday, fine with light winds, a high of 23 and a low of 8. And the outlook for Saturday, fine with southwesterlies, a high of 23 and a low of 10. And the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua, variable 5 knots with low waves, and it looks like it's going to be fine. Remember, for program listings and other info or to upload images, check out our website tvrotorua.co.nz, or you can look us up on Facebook. Still to come in tonight's program, the Aquatic Centre is looking for swim instructors and attendants. We find out about the jobs. More from Kirsten Stone on the RAF scholarships, and Mariah Pomana has news about Sunday's Kotu Community Day.
Well, it is a beautiful day here at the Rotorua Aquatic Centre. I'm with the Operations Manager, Andrew Smith. G'day, Andrew.
Hi, how's it going?
Very good, thank you. It's a good day to come swimming, apart from the little bit of the breeze.
Absolutely, perfect day to come down, enjoy the sun that we're seeing, but once you get in the water, the wind goes away.
It sure does. Now, there's actually a lot of people training. You must get a lot of people that do come when it's quiet like this. It's a great facility, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. This is a perfect time of day to come. You're guaranteed to have the lane space available to you. Get your training in, come down. We've got a lot of family in now as well inside, utilising the learner pool in there, really enjoying the time here, and no, it certainly is a fantastic facility for the Rotorua community to use.
Nice. Now, you're also a very clever facility because you got a quote lately to repaint a few things for $13,000, and you've been able to save yourself $12,000 of those dollars by just getting in there and doing it yourselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what we're definitely looking at, is how can we improve the way the building looks, how can we improve the service that we give to the customers as well, but not having the cost factor in there. So myself and the other admin team and a few of the lifeguards got out on Friday last week, painted the splash pad up, got another coat to go. The spas have been done up as well, so just adding that extra look and that extra value to the customers.
And it is all about the extra value to the customers, isn't it? Because they pay their rates, they want to come down and have a nice pool, and it's nice to know that you're making the most of the money that you've got.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the more people we can encourage to come down here, use the beautiful facilities, enjoy the one of the few aquatic centres with such a wonderful area to just relax with the family, come down for the whole day, have a barbecue, and plenty on offer and fun to do.
Now, do people have to book a barbecue if they're going to come down, or can they just come down and see what's available?
It's advisable to book a barbecue. Some days we'll have one out, other days we'll have all 7 out, so definitely advisable to book.
Tell me about some of the swim station programs that you've got on, and you're actually looking for instructors too, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. At the moment we're out looking for some instructors to join the team here. It's about providing that education to get kids confident in the water, make them enjoy water environment, and at the same time learn about the safety aspects involved there. So you're going to be part of a really fun and vibrant team, teaching the community safety in the water. So yeah, people who are interested, definitely get your applications down, and it closes on Friday.
Well, and they're not just going to be helping kids learn to swim, they're saving lives. And in Rotorua, we're surrounded by beautiful lakes everywhere. We are a swimming people, aren't we?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the more people we can get involved in water activities in a safe, controlled environment, to take that kind of knowledge they learn out to the lakes, definitely worthwhile doing.
Absolutely. So, tell me what the credentials are for a swim safe instructor. Do they need to either be a qualified teacher, or do they just need to be someone that's passionate and can demonstrate that they're a good swimmer and can communicate that to children and adults alike?
For us, it's the passion. If the passion's there to work with the children, we do all the training's provided by us. So getting in the pool, being fun, excited, and getting the kids excited about water as well is all we ask for.
Oh, what a neat job.
Absolutely.
That is
Wish
a neat
I could
job.
do it more often.
Yeah, how many of those have you got going?
We've got 4 positions that we're looking at, so plenty of opportunity.
There are. Well, that's wonderful, you know, in a place, in an environment where unemployment is, you know, it's a real thorn in our sides.
Yep.
4 new jobs is a really good thing. So are they new positions or have people left?
No, they are just replacements. So we make sure that we look after our budget, make sure everything's in line, making sure that we're not adding any unexpected costs to the ratepayers. It is a rate-funded facility, and we're totally aware of that. So any opportunity we have to reduce costs, to find faster ways of doing things, we certainly jump on those opportunities. And I encourage the customers as well to let us know if you see areas that we can improve on, areas that we can kind of speed up our processes and reduce costs. Please let us know.
Good. Now, do you have an ideas bank type facility or something that where could they give their ideas to?
Either email to the centre or just fill in a form at the front counter, and we'll definitely get back to you.
Good stuff. Now, for anybody that hasn't been along to the aquatic centre in a wee while, what are you charging these days?
The adult price to get in is $4.50. But once you come in, there are concession cards available to bring that price down a little bit more. So definitely an opportunity to come in and enjoy the facilities.
Nice. All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Kia ora, everybody.
Well, if you're a medical or a nursing student, you've got one more day before the applications close for the Rotorua Area Primary Health Services Scholarships. And right now we're going to catch up with the CEO, Kristen Stone. Hi Kristen, appreciate your time today. Now, how long has this initiative of offering scholarships to the medical students from Rotorua, how long has that been in place?
So RAFs did start their scholarships in 2008. It was by way of a donation to the Health Rotorua Charitable Trust from our member practices.
Well, so that means there's people who have been through the schooling system and now in jobs are giving back, so to speak, to
yes,
students.
Very much so. So we support a network of 16 general practices across the Rotorua district, and their nurses and general practitioners and professional admin staff are very keen to support the next generation of workers coming through, and very much with a focus on local Rotorua people being supported and given that chance to pursue their dreams.
That's amazing that these scholarships are mainly aimed for students from Rotorua. That's fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, the only criteria are that for the 2 scholarships, one for people entering medical school and one for people entering nursing school, is that they have been accepted into their education and they are normally resident in Rotorua.
How much are the scholarships, Kristen?
So it's $2,000 a year. It's not much, but it's a lot when you don't have it, and it actually contributes a lot to the costs of embarking on an academic career.
Now, there's students that have had these scholarships in previous years. Have they come back to you guys and, given you updates on how they're going with their studies?
Yes, very much so. In fact, we do ask as part of the process that they give us feedback of their experiences along the way. Our Director of Nursing, Vicky Gaunt, is a wonderful lady who supports the process and mentors the process and has actually helped local graduates achieve employment locally, which is all part of our aim.
Yeah, so is that part of it as well? You're wanting to get these students to come back here to Rotorua to expand?
That's the entire entirely the point, is that we want local Rotorua people to be engaged in medicine, to want to work here, to support the workforce, and to sustain the great momentum that we have locally.
Have you had many people apply for the 2 that are currently open?
Yes, we have. It's quite competitive. It's very difficult for the trustees to make the decision, but normally there's great effort that it goes to someone who would really value and appreciate the extra support.
Cool. Let's talk about the trustees a little bit, because obviously they've got to go through the applications, and do they actually meet the applicants as well?
The trustees do review the applications. The process then involves the mentoring and support of the Director of Nursing and some of the professional team. It's very difficult for them.
I'm sure it is.
Like to give it to everyone.
When do the applications close? Because it's fairly soon, isn't it?
Well, it's this week, and that's why it's really timely, and thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to talk about it. Applications are closing now. We'd very much like to see as many young people apply as possible.
Now, do you have any idea what the money's used for by these students? Because I can imagine $2,000 on top of a student loan wouldn't be a big chunk, but there must be other things they'd use it for.
Yeah, well, certainly, and medical education, nursing education is very expensive, more expensive than others, particularly around course requirements for textbooks, for equipment, even lab coats. They all add up, and it's just extra costs that you need to find.
Yeah. Let's talk about your role a little bit, Christian, as the CEO of the Rotorua Area Primary Health Services. What does your role as a CEO entail?
Well, very much as an organisation, we're a behind-the-scenes organisation. We're there to support the wider network with their clinical service delivery. But what that means is that we make sure that support for education, support for workforce training, support for quality systems, support for business processes that free up time for clinical care are all there. My role is very much about working with the clinicians, with the DHB and with various other stakeholders to make sure that the system works as efficiently as possible.
Now, I'm glad you brought up the Lakes DHB, because obviously you've got to have a close relationship with those guys.
Absolutely. Work very closely with the DHB. DHB is responsible for all of health services across the district. We have a particular interest and expertise in primary care services, and those are services that are in community settings.
Well, you guys do an awesome job in the community. I know, like you said, it's sort of behind the scenes, but obviously you're empowering the ones in front. So I guess it's an empowering part of your position as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's very enjoyable. It's no shortage of work, but it's a lot of fun. There are some great people, and they all care very much about having the best outcome for patients, the best experience of people who interact with health services, and actually this is satisfaction and sustainability for the providers themselves.
Cool. Now, before we go, Chris, and obviously if there's some people out there who are wanting to apply for these scholarships, obviously they've got to get onto the internet quickly because they finish on Friday, like they said. But where do they go? What is their website they need to
Okay, so
jump on?
the RAFS website, www.rafs.org.nz.
All right, good stuff, Chris. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Well, Kotou's got talent, and you better believe it, because this weekend is a massive weekend in Kotou at Kauranga Park. And with me today is one of the main organisers, and also the head cheerleader, Mariah Pomana. Thanks for joining us today. Now, this weekend, obviously, is a community day in Kotou. So how did the idea come about?
The idea came about because when we had the grand opening of Kauranga Skate Park last year in May, one of the main outcomes that the community wanted was another community day around about February, March. And so from there I started discussing with the community, in particular Tiffany Timoni and Maylene Medoiti, about conducting another community day based on what we'd already done. And from there I found out that Treasure Rotorua and the Rotorua District Council were organising the launch of the Safe As Housing project, and they were looking at doing a launch around the same time. So I suggested that we work together, And from there, we've got this big, massive Koutou Community Day happening on Sunday, 9th of March.
Awesome. What time does it start?
It starts at 11 and finishes at 2 o'clock. We've got heaps of activities. It's going to be a big day. Our last one we did, we ended up about 300 to 400 people. So yeah, it was an awesome day.
Let's talk about some of the activities, because I believe there's a bit of street ball, which is my favourite. I like a bit of street ball.
Same, yeah. The Rotorua Basketball Association have come on board. Last time we did it, it wasn't as cool, but because they're doing it, they've got all the gears, they're ready, set, go. It's 3-on-3 street ball. I love street ball because it's a bit rough. And there's an Opens division, they can win a cash prize of $100, and an under 12s division, and they win a cash prize of $50. So all the under 12-year-olds are pretty excited. You only need 3 in your team. You've got to have a girl in your team though, so it's fair.
Fair enough, yep.
Yeah, so that's the street ball competition. Yep. Registration's open at 11.
So where do people need to register? Can they do it on the day, or can they call you?
They do it on the day. That helps us get the numbers and promote the activity. So yeah, register on the day for that, and the scooter competition, and the Koutou's Got Talent.
Yeah, I enjoyed the story as Koutou's Got Talent, and believe it or not, they do.
They do, they sure do. There's a lot of talented people around there, a lot of talented young people, and so we did something different. We're going to be running a karaoke competition, and the winner actually gets a $150 cash prize. So yeah, we're excited, and I said if just to get the ball rolling, if I have to, I will join in.
And do a bit of a sing and dance?
Bit of a sing and dance, salt and pepper.
Now, do people need to register for that on the day, or because you've got to practice, obviously, maybe getting their registration in a bit earlier?
No, everything's register on the day. You've only got 30 minutes to register, and we can only take a maximum of 12 people. And the winner will be announced at 10 to 2 that day, and they'll be expected to sing the winning song. So
fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Now, I drive past the park every day on the way to work and the way home, and since the introduction of the park and the new skate park, there's always kids there. So obviously it's one of those things that the community wanted and are using.
Yes, I run free parking. I'm the free parking coordinator, and I run free sports and activities every Tuesday. It used to be Wednesday, but it's now Tuesday, and the numbers are starting to pick up, between 30 and 50 children and young people there. We play whatever the young people want. So last night we played street ball, touch, street ball about 3 times.
Now you do free parking not only at Koutou but around town as well?
Yes, so every Monday we're at Fordlands, Bellingham Park, and that starts at 4:30. Tuesday we're at Koutou Park, starts at 4:30. Wednesday we're at Eastern Suburbs at 4:30. We're starting to have a really good turnout. It's taken a while to crack into that community. So we've been doing it at Lakes High, and now we're back at Puketa Whiro. And then Thursday we're at Park Road, Western Heights. We have good numbers there.
So you're out and about almost every day of the week?
Every day, and sometimes till 8 at night, so yeah.
Now, before we finish, Manoa, with the Community Day in Koutou and free parking, what are your hopes and dreams? What are your expectations to achieve in our community with these 2 initiatives?
So for me, firstly for free parking is to re-engage our rangatahi back into sports, to get them into positive activity, even if it's in a social grade, and also to have that community development happening and show that young people can make a difference in their own community.
Well, they can't they? Because they're our future.
They are. They definitely are. And for the Koutou Community Day, I want to build up that community to show that you can run this yourself. It's a good way to bring people together. It's a good way to get the young people involved. That's why the activities are more designed at young people, because when we do community days and launches, you will actually notice young people don't attend them. So that's why we've designed those activities around the children and young people, and the adults need to come and support them as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, Manoa, you're doing a great job in our community, and we appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
And a great day to be had at the Koutou Community Day at Karenga Skate Park this Sunday. And if you have any news or an event that TV Rotorua can support, you can call the station on 07 3488 984 or email news@tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for joining us tonight. From all the team at City News, ko Maria Rotorua.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News was brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers, Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.